just make sure that's working. We are live. Hello, everyone.
Good.
All right.
Hey, guys.
Hitting record, and
Hello.
here we go.
I'm going to go a little louder.
Welcome to the Fifth and Goal Sports Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Aaron, Josh, and Johnny.
Welcome to the show, listeners, viewers. If you didn't get, I hope at some point you got unburied from the snow. That's what I hope for you. Welcome in. It's the second month of the year already. Hard to believe, or maybe very believable if you're just sitting there wishing it was anything but the, the month that it currently is. But anyways,
I know that Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow. Did Buckeye Chuck also see his shadow? Because we don't care.
Good question. Someone on Twitter said that Phil's got JJ McCarthy like accuracy. Not good.
Not
Dang.
great.
Which
I
don't know how do
Was
they
that
determine?
also Justin Jefferson?
Well, yeah, I don't know. How do they determine if it's accurate? Like, we never actually get 6 more weeks of winter. You know what I mean? Like, how are they determining?
What is winter
Right.
mean in this case?
Yeah.
You guys lack whimsy. Punxsutawney Phil
Yeah.
actually does determine whether we get 6 more weeks of winter or not, and he just decided that we do. So you guys just need to accept it.
He has
Sorry.
a 37% hit rate since.
Says who, Josh?
The 1800 history.
But again, based on what?
Yeah. How do you define winter?
Yeah.
Aaron's right.
Colder than it should be. And here's the thing.
Mm,
You know what
see,
the biggest
that's
solution
pretty
is? You know what
subjective.
the biggest solution is? Johnny.
I lost your audio, Josh.
Furs.
Oh, there
Oh,
it is.
you did?
Oh, I did
Oh.
too.
Yeah, now you're good.
I got
You're
scared.
back.
I got so scared the mic was ready to cut out. I was gonna talk. This is some real stuff right here. This isn't. We're gonna do the podcast. We're gonna talk about your favorites. Winter Olympic. We're gonna talk about our favorite team of dads in a second. But we need to establish this. Johnny, you enjoy running 5Ks as like your warm up to really running, and you talk about things like perfect soccer weather, which are much colder temperatures than necessary. So your hardiness, while commendable, cannot be a litmus test for what the majority of us true Americans who do not like the cold.
Well, they better get used to it with the new MLS soccer schedule. So,
Ew.
but more than
Also, it was 70 today, so it doesn't matter what Punxsutawney Phil said. We're back. Texas is back.
Hey, good for you guys. Good for you guys.
Thank
Couldn't
you.
be us.
They ran out of salts down here. And so
we
they
got
just
more
started
snow.
They started throwing sand on all the roads, so my car is consistently sandy, but it's not rotting from the inside out now. So
Hey, nice. Johnny, what's going on, man?
I literally have done nothing. We talked about like, oh, what are you following
Yeah,
before? And I'm
right.
just like,
amen.
nothing. Like I'm literally just in hibernation mode waiting for Friday for the Olympics to start so that I can try to watch 8 events at once with whoever's in charge of the like I don't know what like it is if it's like 10 screens at once, like the Deca screen or whatever. Like that I'm sure Peacock will have. So other than that, I'm really not doing anything. Hunkering down. We got more snow today, Josh. So
Yeah.
you suck.
And I've got good news for you, Johnny. And it's not that there's more snow. It's that the Olympics actually start on Wednesday. Wednesday morning, we
Right.
have curling. Let me just, because we're going to segue into this, let me just go ahead and read you the first couple days of the Olympics. Now, you're right. Opening ceremonies Friday, technically Friday afternoon. You can rewatch it at Friday at 8 p.m., but it'll be available at 2 p.m. on Friday. Before that, though, there is curling on Wednesday. There's training runs of some alpine skiing and the luge. Thursday, more curling. We get hockey underway. Team USA women's hockey playing Czechia on Thursday, February 5th at 10:40 a.m. Eastern Time. And there's snowboarding, there's men's big air qualification runs, and then you've got other hockey, other curling. And then on Friday, in addition to those events that I just mentioned, there is figure skating at 3:55 a.m. Eastern time. So make some plans so you can cancel them. Wreck your sleep schedule this week, kids, for the next 2 weeks, really.
Well, that's why I haven't done anything.
Yeah, you got to prepare.
I've been prepping.
That's right.
I've been
We
got to
sleep
put in the
June.
prep work.
We sleep in June.
And then that's the World Cup, Josh. So we may not sleep till like late July,
Ooh, amen.
which is okay. That's a great,
go.
good thing. Well,
Guys, this is a special season. This is a special time. You don't
Yeah.
have to sleep at all.
It's the best of the 4
Hell.
years.
Yeah, it really is. And you're
Mhm.
gonna sleep a little bit, and then immediately NFL preseason and college football. So you might get a month of sleep.
that's all. I
Winter
need.
Games World Cup year is a pretty solid year,
It's a
have to
good
say.
year. Mm-hmm.
And this year it's like even added because the World Baseball Classic, which is usually every 3 years, is also this year, and that's in early March. So that's fantastic. So we're really thriving, and that I guess is kind of the segue into what the question that was described terribly. That was my segue into the question I want to ask you guys: is which Winter Olympic sport are you guys most excited to watch?
I'm actually most excited for the hockey
Yeah.
because the NHL players are actually participating. Now, I guess there's a slight caveat with how is the facility?
Not done.
How I know. So that's why I'm like, well, and it's not even up to standards for the NHL.
Right.
So I barring any issues with that, hopefully there isn't any. Of course, we're cheering for things to go well. I'm most looking forward to that. And it's really because last year's Four Nations League, like honestly, like that really I'd be excited anyway. But the fact that how serious those guys took that competition in that tournament really got me into and ready for, America versus Canada round 3 here in the Olympics. So I'm looking really forward to watching the ice hockey. I know that's kind of a lame answer. I didn't pick alpine skiing or the luge, but that's what I'm looking most forward to.
That's a good answer. Did you guys see the SNL luge skit?
No.
Oh, it was so I was dying. It was basically
Recent, is it
now?
recent?
yeah, I'm pretty sure like maybe this Saturday, but basically it was like,
Oh,
they
wow.
have
Okay.
the actors are pretending like they're Olympians and they're like, oh, all this hard work led to this moment. I'm excited to represent my country. And just the luge athletes just absolutely terrified to do her sport. It's, if you haven't watched it, listeners, do yourself a favor. And I was dying. Too funny. Because yeah, whose idea was it at some point to say, hey, you know what? Instead of getting in this bobsled that at least like has some theoretical protection and some steering, why don't you just sit on this sled on your back and just go hurtling down this giant course at like 80 miles an hour? I don't know if luge actually goes that fast, but it doesn't matter.
Well,
like
those
how did
blades would
someone
cut
think
your
about
limb
this?
off,
It looks
too.
like it does.
Yeah.
Those blades would cut your limb right off.
Yep.
Like just, they're so sharp. It's crazy.
Oh, Google says 87 miles an hour.
Oh,
That's according to an ESPN
But-
video.
that's
Guys,
crazy.
they're wearing a
So-
helmet. They're fine.
Oh, that's
they're
true.
wearing a helmet.
Yeah, and all these irrational people that are, sing the bobsleigh and they're like, oh yeah, I could do that. All you do is just push a little while and then you get in. Yeah, you have number one, you have to steer. Number two, you're pulling like 5 Gs. You common person, you're probably blacking out.
Yeah.
This
TV
is
does not do
this
it
is like
justice.
every guy thinks they can
Correct.
at least hold their own for a little bit with like a bear or a wolf or something. It's like, no, you're dead
Instant death.
by the end of this sentence.
Yeah.
One bear swipe, dead. It goes back to, and
One-
we've talked
one
about this
weird
before.
turn on a luge, you're dead.
We need we need a regular person to be doing whatever event is right before or right next to the Olympic athletes. The problem in bobsled is you're dead. The problem with me swimming, the 4,000 meters, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, with Katie Ledecky is I'm drowning. Katie Ledecky is breaking the world record again, and I'm dead.
Breaking
Like,
my
so
lungs.
that's why we can't do all of these things but it's one of those sports. And I think like TV is so good for like snowboarding, and it's really great for alpine skiing and like the slalom and some of those sports. I think TV serves it very well. Bobsled is not served well by television. It just isn't. It just isn't, because you can't get the true rush and feel for how fast they're going. It's probably one of those things you have to be there in person to like really, really capture.
Yeah.
Truly.
I think one that I'm especially looking forward to, as I typically always do for the Winter Olympics, is speed skating. Number one, it's just so impressive to me. Like, it's one of the quickest. Now, I know there's multiple events in speed skating. Some of them are, longer events, and you've got like the short track events in there as well. But it's one of the quicker events, depending on, if it's more of a sprint style. It's just wild. I mean, you've got, anytime someone gets taken out, they're sliding into the cushions, and it's crazy. I also think I enjoy it though, because like swimming, there is a world record that's always up for grabs. Like alpine skiing, they're going to do, a 10-kilometer. No, I'm thinking cross country skiing. Like cross country skiing, we'll do like a 10-kilometer race. That's awesome. But it's a different course. So it's like, yeah, there's times like someone somewhere has set the best ever time for the 10-kilometer cross country ski, but it's a different course, like different conditions. Speed skating, like, it kind of just is speed skating. Like there's different ice, conditions, I'm sure, but I love that aspect of it too. Not only is it a race, but you also have like history you're kind of racing against. You'll get the line that'll like follow the skaters as they go around to see like how close they are to different paces and all that stuff. So I love speed skating. It's always fun to just watch the Netherlands just crush everyone in that. So that's also kind of a fun, and I hope USA does well, but you know what?
That's just tradition,
yeah,
man.
it's just the way it goes.
The Dutch are they're supposed to kill you in that.
Yep.
Just like the Norwegians are supposed to win that cross country skiing. Like that's how it's meant to be.
Yeah. And I'm obviously following curling, but if you have listened to this show for any amount of time, you know that already.
Of course. You knew that. And if you didn't, congratulations.
Yep.
We're big curling fans.
Oh yeah.
I choose the sports to follow in things like the Summer and Winter Olympics the same way I choose what to eat at a restaurant. Meaning, if I have the ability to do it myself to some degree, I'm not going to have a restaurant do it. I'm going to go to a restaurant and order something that I myself cannot replicate. I can do a lot of things with chicken. I can do a lot of things with a little white wine reduction, and I can do stuff. What I can't do is like have a side of beef shaved in front of me as I order more and more of it, like at Brazilian steakhouses. So my Brazilian steakhouse that I will be following is the biathlon.
Good choice.
Because it roots in the Scandinavian. Oh, we're already in. You've already gotten me. Scandinavian traditions. The Norse god Ur is known as both a ski god and a hunting god. Did I pronounce that correctly? Don't check it.
Gonna say yes.
Oh, there's the IPA pronunciation for this has a Z there. Ooh, I'm gonna see that. I did not pronounce it correctly. That's okay.
Josh, after spending a week in Iceland, it's impossible to just guess how to pronounce.
You want to sight read ULLR for me? You want to go ahead and give me a cold read on that?
It's not possible to read
It's
Old
not.
Norse.
Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this Wikipedia page and go back to the other Wikipedia page, where there's a picture of a guy, such a nice guy, dressed like it's from 1811. Imagine your image. Picture the Revolutionary War. Picture what they might have worn. Hold that in your head. Red coats, make them blue coats. adorable little 1800s skis on them and a rifle on their back, and that's I would surrender immediately. Do you understand? I
Josh,
would surrender immediately.
that's whimsy.
If I saw a Norwegian ski soldier from 1811, I'd go, please. You have come all this way. Surely you must be tired. Please sit down.
The biathlon is literally the definition of whimsy, especially if they wore costumes like that. I'm with you, Josh.
I fear they aren't. I fear that it's going to be a little bit more.
We don't know.
A little bit of tech, probably some more tech gear, so to speak. But you never know. Oh, this guy's so cute. I'm gonna put it in the Discord chat for you guys. He's adorable. But I will be following him. You ski, you shoot, you do both well, you win.
That's true.
That's it.
Good explanation. Maybe even better than Aaron's.
That's right. Yeah, I was gonna say one of the other side benefits, I guess, if you want to call it that, is if you do miss shots, depending on the event, you have to ski penalty laps, which is just kind of funny. Like, that's hilarious. Like, you're just truly being punished for missing. It's kind of great.
It's because it's real. If this was actually hunting, life or death, skiing, you would have to keep skiing because you missed the buck that you were trying to hit with your shot. So you gotta keep skiing. Yeah. It's realistic.
Yeah.
And one of my other favorite things about the biathlon is not only is it just a fun sport, there's like 11 different variations of it in the Olympics, if you include both men's and women's. So it's like, let's ski and shoot, but let's do it multiple ways. So that's great.
So good.
People aren't imaginative enough. Again, add whimsy.
Whimsy. Yeah. It's the word of the podcast episode.
Whimsy.
Yep.
All right, just uploaded it to General. Please go look at it. I want him to be my grandfather.
I love it. So again, just to reiterate, Wednesday, February 4th at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time is when the Olympics kick off. If you don't include training events, which I don't know if those will be streaming anywhere or not, but that's when it all starts. Some curling to get us going, and then obviously a couple weeks of a lot of great Olympic activities. It's available all on Peacock. Like, I think every single event will stream there and on demand. Obviously, NBC is going to do their usual thing. Speaking of NBC, I came across something. NBC's Sunday night sports lineup, they've kind of just slid themselves into just always having the Sunday night sporting event now, because between NBA, the Olympics, obviously they have the Super Bowl this year next week. You've got now Major League Baseball on NBC. You've got some college football that's expanding that way more. Basically, they have Sunday night under wraps like throughout the calendar year 2026. Like, I'm looking at the schedule right now. I don't think they miss a week where they have something on their airways. So, and I'm okay with that because, like, I generally think NBC does a pretty good job. Like, I love their Sunday night football production. Their college football's fine. NBA's been great. The Olympics,
they just need better
great.
Games for college football. Aaron.
Sure.
It's not the production. Yep. They just don't get enough good games. I think it's brilliant marketing.
Yeah.
Like, just Sunday, like, people will get in a rhythm of just like Sunday night, I turn on NBC or Peacock. Like, I actually think it's really smart.
Yeah, I do too. So that's going to be fun for sure. So let us know what Olympic events you're most interested in. We're going to get more into it because we're going to make some picks on the Olympics a little later on. But let us know. Hit us up on Twitter at Fifth Goal Sports. Let us know what Olympic event you are most excited for, or on any social media platform. And while you're there, you'll notice we've got some previews for all the different events and how they work. So stay tuned to our social media for that as well. So let's just kind of bounce around into some other leagues. NFL, obviously, we're just kind of sitting on our hands waiting for this Super Bowl matchup to happen. We kind of broke it down mostly last week, and I don't think there's been any shocking revelation that's changing our mind on our double-digit.
A lot of really upset people yet again saying, "Oh, this is the most lame Super Bowl in our generation." Okay, cool.
No,
I'm so sorry.
The most lame was the Patriots and Rams. The Patriots Rams, that was the lamest Super Bowl. That was more boring than the blowouts that we've watched growing up.
Truly.
Like, that game was the worst. Anyway, sorry, Josh.
No,
they're wrong.
The only people saying it, they're clearly the maddest they have ever been. Because it's like, oh, Bills totally would have had it. Okay, hey, guess what? We already talked about you 2 weeks ago. It's sad. you cannot project by going, "Oh, this is just going to be a stupid Super Bowl." It's not. It's going to be fun. It's going to be.
I hate the Patriots too, but I'm not. Yeah, that's a terrible take.
But we're all conflicted with the Patriots. We talked about this last week too.
Yeah.
It's not that the people themselves are bad. It's basically, other than Robert Kraft, it's basically a brand new organization.
Yeah.
And darn it, why do you guys have to be so good at resetting?
Yeah. If it could just literally be almost any other team in the entire
Yeah,
country and
absolutely.
any other city more so, then I think we'd all be okay with it. But
Yeah.
Jason Tatum gets hurt and the Celtics can't even just be terrible for a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So while we are sitting on our hands waiting for Sunday's matchup, when obviously we'll break that down next week, there's been a lot of coaching moves that have happened. And specifically, Johnny, within your division, other than, of course, Zach Taylor, which we've lamented that fact before already, interesting picks by interesting. I'll use that word for now. An interesting pick by the Cleveland Browns with Todd Monken coming in there. Everyone's like, wait, what? McCarthy, Josh, have fun with that.
I would complain, but you guys don't care, so we're just gonna be
You're right.
You guys downgraded.
and he wants
It's
to
great.
keep Rodgers. So it's cool.
Yeah.
That's why they got him, Josh, so
why
that
they
they
got
could
him.
keep Aaron.
Gotta get the one guy who beat us 13 years ago. Maybe that'll fix things.
Get ready to keep speaking 9 and 8, buddy.
I'm gonna learn how to do a whole. I'm gonna speak 9 and 8 you wouldn't even believe. Another decade of this, and I'm gonna start making those Bane memes. You were raised in the 9 and 8. I was born in it. Whatever it's gonna be. It's gonna be better than that. Again, I'm not prepped for it. It's gonna be better when it comes out.
Yeah.
in
Do you
a
feel like
decade,
you're in charge?
when we are in the same position? Because, well, at that point, okay, so who's gonna be 42 and trying to be like on his next lease in life? We'll probably have Joe Burrow at that point. We'll have a 42-year-old Joe Burrow.
Go win a Super Bowl somewhere else, probably.
Yeah.
I've never been more underwhelmed, I feel like, by a hiring cycle in the NFL.
Yeah.
A lot of it's because it's retreads. It means I'll also be absolutely wrong about, at bare minimum, one of these guys. It's too many hires for none of them to work out well. Like, it's honestly remarkable, like, to have 10 new coaches in a single season. Like, that does not happen often in the NFL at all. So some of these guys are obviously going to be successful. Like, Joe Brady won't be bad for the Bills,
No.
but will he actually allow them to go further? Same with McCarthy and the Steelers.
Mhm.
Same with Jesse Minter and the Ravens. Like, I think that's a very similar question for those guys. It's like, hey, these franchises and these teams are not in disarray. We got rid of our guy because they couldn't get to the next level. They couldn't elevate anymore. Can you? And I feel like they're very interesting hires in that line of, like, Brady was the OC there. Minter, I know he was just with Jim out in LA, but like, he's been with the Ravens before. So it's just a very, I don't know. It's just a very interesting, like, it's retreads. It's teams like that where I'm like, man, like, okay, like, now some of the timing is left out in this as well, because I think it would have been interesting if the Bills job had been opened, if John Harbaugh would have been a serious candidate and if he would have gone there instead of to the Giants. That would have been interesting. And I think most people would have looked at that and said, hey, great hire, even though he hasn't been able to get the Ravens with Lamar Jackson any further. Browns with Todd Monken, the only thing I'll say is maybe one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my entire life by Emmanuel Acho. So don't listen to it, because don't give him the views and clicks. But he basically said that, like, Todd Monken, like, has no experience as a head coach, so Shedeur Sanders shouldn't even listen to, like, anything he has to say, and there's no reason for him to respect him, and that's just the most garbage take in the entire world. So I don't think Mudkin will do well, but it won't be because of him. Like, I won't even come away with this feeling like, oh man, Mudkin, like, he's not a good coach. I don't know. You didn't fire Barry as your GM, and you still have the exact same owners. So until those things change, I withhold my judgment of any coach, because Kevin Stefanski got interviewed by everyone as soon as he got fired by the Browns. And the Falcons are probably the one that stands out to me that I'm like, hey,
Agreed.
Great hire. I think you'll figure it out. As long as you can figure out the quarterback position at some level, you'll be great in that division.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say. In that division, I mean, I kind of expect the Falcons to be in the playoffs. Now, I know you got to figure out your quarterback situation. Like, Michael Penix needs to kind of be your answer next year, and he needs to stay healthy. And because it sounds like on all accounts, if it hasn't happened already, Kirk Cousins is not going to be there. So there's some things there. But yeah, that's the one that stands out to me as well. It's wild to see the AFC East with all of their different picks. Like, you know, I remember a time where Jeff Hafley was at Boston College as their head coach and said, you know what, I'm just kind of out on this whole head coaching thing. And he dipped to the NFL and was a coordinator for a while. So I was a little bit surprised to see him take a job. But granted, also, it was, you know, in this college football era, which is a little bit chaotic. So I'm sure that's probably part of it too. And you know what? Being in Miami may be also part of it. So he can live it up down there with a rough quarterback contract. I'll put it that way. So overall, I agree with you, Johnny. I think it's a lot of just, really? We're just recycling these guys? Because even think about the two brightest coaches in the NFL this year. Ben Johnson with the Bears, and not really like a huge surprise, but, you know, that worked out very well. And Liam Cohen in Jacksonville. You had two really hot coordinators that took jobs, and that seemed to be the way to go. And I know some of those teams have done that. Like the Ravens are trying that with Jesse Minter. You know, the Cardinals are trying that with like a Mike LaFleur. You know, you're seeing that. And the Bills have Joe Brady, I think, more by default, as you mentioned. But I don't know. That to me seems like a better path than just rehiring a guy that's been in the league 25 years and has, you know, a Super Bowl, but, you know, forever ago. How much is that worth at this point? I guess we'll see, Pittsburgh. So you all have fun with that one. So that's where we're at with the NFL bye week. Johnny, bracketology continues to be chaotic. We now have we literally have a month until March, less than that for conference tournaments to start. So what are you seeing? We've got, of course, 2 undefeated teams. We'll talk about that in picks of the week still. But any big movers, any big shockers this week?
Well, it was a big week in the Big Ten. I know there's not the same gravitas when it comes to top 10 matchups in the regular season when it comes to college basketball as there is in college football. It's more games. Also, the expanded, you know, form of their postseason makes them not as vital because these teams are already in. But big matchups this week occurred, you know, in-state, Michigan State, Illinois, Nebraska, Michigan, Nebraska. You know, Nebraska was unbeaten coming into this week. They lose twice, but to good teams. So it doesn't absolutely kill them, but they will drop a couple seed lines probably with those losses. It felt like a fortifying time at the top. And one thing that I'm starting to see is I'm slightly concerned that we could have a repeat of last season, partially, again, because of the transfer portal, NIL, that there aren't a lot of giant upsets in the first couple rounds of March Madness. Once we get past that, you know, once we get to the Sweet 16, any of those teams can beat each other. But I'm slightly concerned that going into it, we're going to struggle with that. And part of that's just because, man, the teams at the top are brilliant. If you're looking at just the top 5 teams in the country, they've lost 4 total games. And then you still just have like Houston, Illinois, Iowa State, Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue right under them. Another team right now, Florida's getting their act together. They're 16-6 now. They just took apart Alabama. G Leaguer and all this last weekend. So Florida is not out of the realm of possibility when you start looking at who could win, repeat champs. Another thing right now, if you are a Buckeye fan, it is time to have sweaty palms. They are squarely on the bubble with that loss to Wisconsin. It's not a bad loss on the road, but it's one additional failure to take advantage of a great, solid win. I believe that would have been a quad one win, being on the road in Madison. So that's another failure. And honestly, the one game that's really propping them up right now in my bracketology is beating UCLA, because UCLA is also squarely on the bubble. And the head-to-head is just saving them right now. Really interesting. Mountain West, of course, is Mountain Westing in their last year of their current format as a conference. I have San Diego State as my last team in. So that's wild. I have Grand Canyon streaking up the board on bracketology. They're not quite in my next 4 out, but they're coming up there. So you have them sitting there. New Mexico and Utah State are trying to get some distance. And then Tulsa, American used to be like a really, really decent basketball conference. UConn won one of their national titles there. You had really good, Cincinnati teams, Central Florida teams. When Memphis is good, that's a decent conference. They look like a 1-bid league right now, but I do have Tulsa on my next 4 out. They're 19-3. They have a poor strength of schedule though. But they're my only hope for the American to get 2 bids. So when you're thinking about, hey, like if you're an A10 fan, you got the Billikens there and you have VCU and George Mason kind of hoping that they can get involved in the party, or you're a MAC fan and Miami, Ohio keeps winning, but you really are hoping Akron and Miami, Ohio can get into the dance as well. You're hopeful seeing a conference like the American that typically would get more than 1 bid, potentially getting 1. That's a good sign for you as a fan of those teams. But it's wild as always. You have a Santa Clara in my first 4 out now. West Coast Conference represent. Like, could they be a 3-bid league this year in their last year as currently structured?
Yep.
So, in the last year before we get a major shakeup out west in the conferences, it's a wild time right now and a lot of shifting going around.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks for that update. Obviously, we had some heavy hitters at the top, too. You had your Big Ten games, like you mentioned, Michigan taking down Michigan State. You had that Kansas-BYU game was wild. The Darren Peterson thing continues to be very interesting, which we'll find out as we get closer to tournament time what is happening there. Arizona continues to pretty much just obliterate everyone in their path. So I'm with you. I do think I think it's going to be another top-heavy year in the tournament. I hope I'm wrong, but that's at least the way it's trending. Duke's up to like number 2. They're rolling as well. So yeah, appreciate that update. And on that note, we'll hit some picks of the week.
Sometimes the guys make picks based on their vast knowledge of sports. Sometimes they make picks based on vibes.
Josh, why do you like journalism specifically?
It's because it's a concept, and it's like, I don't know. I just think for me, it's like a horse learning how to not only write, not only write and edit, but also like do like some sort of like in-field reporting. And I just like the idea of a horse with a little voice recorder.
Holds a mic up to the other horses.
Either way, they're probably going to be wrong. It's time for Picks of the Week.
Well, staying on theme, something we picked, 3 weeks ago at this point, was which college basketball team is going to be undefeated the longest. And I made the bold claim last week that I didn't think there'd be anything left. And boy, was I wrong. Thankfully, I wasn't wrong in which team is still out there, because my Miami Redhawks, yes, they're mine now. I'm claiming them. I'm hopping on the bandwagon. They are still undefeated. They beat UMass this week. They pretty much throttled Northern Illinois, I believe. So they are still undefeated. As I mentioned, Arizona still coasting, but we did lose Nebraska this week. So I'm sorry about that. But my team's alive. So I'm happy. And Johnny's Arizona's team's alive. So there's a point up for that. Josh, good news though, because while you are not in the running for that, our current scoreboard is right now Johnny with 6, Josh with 5. I've got 3. Why is Josh closer to first? Because Carlos Alcaraz wins the Aussie Open. Johnny, any thoughts on how that? Well, I know you have thoughts because you shared it with me on Sunday, and I think what you said is dead on in terms of kind of how the final came to be.
Well, first off, congrats on the career Grand Slam for Carlos Alcaraz. You know, like, he's the youngest to have ever done it. Second Spaniard, obviously, after Nadal. And he was brilliant in the final against Djokovic. And Djokovic sounded very much like a man close to retirement, even though he's still playing at a phenomenal level right now. Right now, it feels like, depending on how the bracket shakes up, from major tournament to major tournament, that whoever ends up on the same side with Djokovic is going to lose, either to Djokovic or in the final against Alcaraz or Sinner. So, and that's what happened in this one. Sinner did lose to Djokovic. It was a 5-set thriller. That was the best match of the whole tournament, easily, no questions asked. Djokovic came out on top. Like, it just felt like Carlos looked so much fresher in that final, just so much fresher in the final. And that doesn't take anything away from him, because when you have 3 major players, this happened a lot with Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer. Like, when you had a bracket open for one of these majors, when 2 of them were on the same side of the bracket as the other one usually ended up on top, or at least was expected to. And so it'll be interesting to see this going forward. Like, you know, Djokovic, I said, like, talking maybe about retirement. I mean that maybe at the end of this season, because the Aussie really opens up the tennis year when it comes to majors. So it'll be interesting to see the next 3 and how that looks. And based on if you're ranked number 1 in the world, number 2 in the world, how that is going to work with the seeding and the bracket, and how that affects, you know, these finals going forward. So we had all of our picks in at the quarterfinals, and then we were slowly picked apart for only Josh to get 1 point with Alcaraz, which was pretty insane for us to have that many players that late. And then Sabalenka let me down in the final once again, as is tradition. And Rybakina getting her second major. She won in a really nice final as well. Every single set was a 6-4 finish. So 3 sets there. And she won her second. And I was surprised by that, because Sabalenka had just wrecked everybody, ran right through the field to get to the final. And so that I was a little surprised that she was unable to finish the job. But yeah, just Josh with 1.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take it.
So that sets up this week. As we mentioned, we're going to do some Olympic picks. And I can go ahead and start because, look, here's the deal. I'm in last place. I've been last place pretty much from the jump of this season. So I need as close to a slam dunk as I can possibly get. And I got good news if you're a Team USA fan, because what should be, and I say should because you never know, it's sports. There's a reason why we don't play this on paper. What should be the slam dunk of the Olympics is Ilya Malinin winning men's singles in figure skating. The odds of him winning the gold medal right now, -10,000. That's like the equivalent of Ohio State beating like Akron. Like, maybe I'm being a little, like, maybe those odds would be better, but -10,000.
You're talking in football, by the way, not basketball.
Well, correct.
Because that would actually be a reasonable game.
Yeah, and certainly not soccer. Actually, soccer would be awesome. Please make that happen. 2 powerhouses there, and on the men's side especially. So just to give you some background, Ilya Malinin from the U.S., you may not have heard his name yet because he started his senior level career, which is basically he became a pro, not at the junior level, right before the last Olympics. So we didn't have enough events to qualify. But just to give you some context in what he may do in Milan if everything goes to plan. He participated in an event in December, kind of a tune-up for the Olympics, where he jumped 7 quads, like 7 quadruple jumps, basically, where he's spinning around and landing after spinning around, 4 times. The next best competitor had 4, and he had 7 in his program. So his degree of difficulty, if you're just talking about figure skating scoring, is off the charts. So he can basically just like have a mediocre execution and just blow everyone away. So he's probably going to have to fall, like, because he's so skilled and so good and has just found a way to pretend like gravity doesn't exist. He should clean up very well. The U.S. is nearly favored across the board in figure skating this year, which is a lot of fun. Part of that is Russia not being included, certainly. But like women's singles, I believe there's a U.S. favorite. The men, or actually that may be the one that there's not a women's favorite, but they're up there. There's a couple of them. The U.S. is favored in the team event, which kicks things off, which is just kind of a combination of everything. So there's a lot of figure skating spread out throughout the next 2 weeks. USA should bring home some hardware, and I think it's going to let me have an easy point because, again, he is a heavy, heavy favorite, and he's going to be fun to watch. Friday, let's see, a week from Friday. So what is that? February 13th. Be tuned in.
I'm going to pick another sport that, again, you just don't see every day. And in fact, I'm kind of cheating because I'm picking one sport, again, that is, in a sense, 2 sports. And yes, I am talking about the Nordic combined.
Excellent.
You will see this in an upcoming video on TikTok or Reels or Shorts or whatever Facebook calls their thing. Soon. And if you don't watch it, you know what? If you don't support the series and the hard work that Aaron has been putting into this TikTok /Reels /Shorts / whatever, I'm not gonna come to your birthday party.
Oh,
if
man.
you don't watch these, I'm RSVPing no. Okay, I'll go, but I won't bring anything.
And you'll eat a lot of food.
I'll go, not bring a present for you, and I'm gonna eat most of your food.
Yeah.
And I'm going to open all your cabinet doors.
That'll really show him.
All of this can be avoided if you simply watch, like, a comment every single one of these videos.
There you go.
As they come out. But Nordic combined, I'm going with shocker or Norwegian.
Good choice.
Yep. Grabak, Jorgen. And that's how I, as a guy living in Texas... Jorgen. That sounds good.
Jorgen.
This is not his fault. It's because Olympics.com decided to put his first name in all caps. It does look like an IKEA chair name. That's not his fault. I would not have assumed that if it wasn't all caps. Yes, I know IKEA is Swedish. Shut up. I don't know the difference. So anyway, grab back. Jorgen.
How ignorant of you.
Great. How ignorant of me.
I am going with a very obvious one to me. She's a -300 betting odd right now, which is about as slam dunk of a pick as you get to win the gold medal, and that is Mikaela Shiffrin on the slalom. This is also me picking Shiffrin because I like a good redemption story. If you don't remember, which I don't blame you if you don't remember, 4 years ago in Beijing, she had a really nasty crash on the slalom. She was the favorite. She's been the favorite basically since she's been
literally
on
the greatest of all
slopes at the
time
Olympics.
in that sport.
Yeah. So it was, I remember, I think I actually watched that event live and I was stunned. The announcers were stunned. Everybody's stunned because, you know, you'll make little mistakes and get some deductions here and there. Everybody does. But to just completely wipe out was so unlike her. So I'm looking forward to a Mikaela Shiffrin slalom redemption story and seeing her be the amazing athlete that she is. I believe that's not until February 18th, though. So we'll have to wait a little while for the finale or the slalom.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of slaloms, I'm gonna have to slalom back into an apology. I went to the Wikipedia page just to make sure that I got the spelling correct for my guy. His name is not Grabak. That is his last name. His
Oh.
first name is Jorgen. Um,
Jorgen
Olympics-
Raback.
that sounds great. His name, it looks
Very Norwegian.
It looks very Norwegian. And two, I kind of assumed that the first name put on the website was the first name, and that's my bad. That is my bad. That's just on me. So, Jorgen, if you're listening, first off, welcome. It is fantastic to have one of the most, actually, no, the most medaled Nordic combined skier.
Nice.
Former, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Is he not competing?
I want him to not be competing so bad.
Josh,
Crap.
I think we have to
Crap.
hold you to the
Crap.
pick. I
Crap.
think we might
Yep,
have to
it's
hold you to
done.
the pick.
I was trying to find because it's all they're doing qualifiers. They're doing qualifiers until like the 13th. And he medaled in Beijing in 22, and I went, okay, cool. So
Oh.
there are no references. I can't figure. Is he gonna be? Oh, this one's in Norwegian. I can't. Makes sense. Makes sense.
It's
Like,
in Nor.
Norwegian.
Oh, I'll
searching
read
this.
it.
I think you're good. He's listed here on the
Okay.
like 2026 page. I think you're okay.
Okay.
I mean, he was in the 2014 Olympics. Like, this guy's been, you're right, pretty decorated. Gold in both the team
Yeah.
event and a large hill, like, individual event.
gonna
2
go to
golds in Beijing
his-
and a silver. This dude knows how to both ski and jump.
Guys, see,
30 weeks ago. 30 weeks
not.
ago. Fisher Nordic.
he
tweeted out,
retired in May.
Congratulations on an incredible career. Your dedication has been inspiring.
Woo! Well, Josh, when he wins, it's going to be truly shocking.
What a comeback.
Yeah.
Truly.
What a comeback.
For Jorgen. What a comeback from me realizing
Oh,
that his first name
man.
and last name were switched on the website to then in my confirmation that I was wrong on that, figured out former athlete. But really, you never retire from being healthy. Isn't that right?
Something
Josh,
like
you
that.
didn't
We
even
still-
spell his name right still because he's got the cool O in Georgia.
That's what Olympics.com put.
I can't believe you
copied it
took away
in.
his cool O.
I know he has got a cool O, okay? Blame Olympics.com/and.
I'll also blame them.
Yes. They
They're
violated their privacy
very
policy.
much
I don't
culpable. How
They're
could they
very
take away his cool O?
Because they know. Do you know how many other dumb Americans are going to find themselves this deep into a Nordic combined individual Gunderson normal hill /10 kilometers overview? So many, and I have to. I'm gonna go to large hill training and see. No, they just have nobody yet. It's fine. It's fine.
Aaron, I think I've thought of a punishment for who finishes last this
Oh.
round.
Give it to
You
me.
have to get a tattoo of the Olympic rings, which is copyright infringement. So you'll also get thrown in, like potentially in jail, or I don't know. You have to get it removed instantly. I don't know what happens, but it's all copyright
Um.
infringement, or is that trademark? I can never remember the difference. Anyway, don't use those rings
It's
unless
crazy.
you paid for them because they'll get you.
They
They'll get you.
nearly got us
Ooh.
last Olympics. We
Olympic tattoos are a tradition among athletes who compete in the Olympic Games. So it's either you're going to do copyright infringement, or then it's worse, it's stolen valor, because
Right.
they're going to go, oh yeah, what year? Ugh.
Yeah, because that's like fine. Like, you know, if you're actually an Olympic athlete and you get the tattoo, it's like, yeah, man, like that's sweet.
yeah. Guys, we need to work on our curling. I think in like 12 years we'll be ready. I think give
That's
us
the
12
prime
years.
years.
Yeah, I think we'll be ready.
All right, I'm gonna do this. Do you have the
Sometimes the guys make picks based on their vast knowledge of sports. Sometimes they make picks based on vibes.
Josh, why do you like journalism
Nope,
specifically? That's the wrong bumper.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
Sorry,
we already
Chris.
had to deal with me stumbling through the idea of journalism.
Yep. All right, let me try that again.
The guys spent hours scrolling social media, and they found some pretty dumb stuff. Now they want to talk to you about it.
Do they need a guy on weekends to like walk around random McDonald's and like dressed as a Grimacy? Because I'll take that.
Are
Take that
you
job
okay saying
now.
bad things about the British?
Good luck. It's time for What We're Following.
I'm always down to speak about the British.
Guys, I can start us because I am not really following anything other than the Olympics. If you follow our social media channels, that's pretty apparent, I think. But let me just share a couple boring sports things. I know it's not that exciting, but well, one thing about our previous segment, Johnny, this really mostly applies to you. I think there's a figure skater from Kazakhstan that's going to be doing a routine to Hans Zimmer's Dune soundtrack. So stay tuned for that. That's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's great. So I hope everyone enjoys that. I am following my baseball team, which if you, again, I say this a lot, if you listen to this show, really for any length of time, you know the love-hate relationship I have with the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, I've got a Joey Votto jersey back there. I've got, if you go this way, if you're watching, I've got a Tyler Stevenson catcher bobblehead, get to go to multiple games a year. Love-hate relationship because the ownership's bad, they're cheap, they're terrible. But a couple good things happened this week. Number one, the Reds signed Eugenio Suarez. So welcome back, Gino, to Cincinnati, which is great. Honestly, a pretty big deal to only have to spend $15 million to get a player of his potential power caliber. He had higher offers other places and chose to come to Cincinnati. So that's great. I wasn't really expecting the Reds to do anything in the offseason. Now, maybe it means we have to make a trade to afford him because we don't want to spend any money. We'll see what happens there, but that's great. But really what I want to get to, guys, is that FanDuel Sports Network, bye-bye. Really in general, but especially because of the baseball season coming up, it's going away. Every single Major League Baseball team that was on FanDuel Sports Network is moving to kind of their own thing that Major League Baseball themselves is going to manage. So if you're a Reds fan, Reds.TV is coming in 2026. It sounds like we're still trying to sort out the details. It sounds like if you already had a cable service or streaming service that already allowed you to watch the games on like a local channel, you can still do that. If you're in the situation where some of us like YouTube TV folks or, whatever platform you have, maybe you don't get it, you can subscribe like on Reds.TV like for the whole season. It's $100, which is, in fairness, that's pretty darn expensive. But also like relative to other streaming services, it's not that crazy, and you're getting basically 162 games. So depending on how you look at it, it's not the worst deal I've ever seen in the world. But that's a new thing, so that's happening. I think it'll be better in the long run. I'm not the biggest FanDuel Sports Network guy in the world. I'm not sure there really are a lot of those people out there anyways. So to me, this is a good thing. So we'll see, but that's where we're at with Major League Baseball television. For the Reds, the Tigers I know are in there. I think the Marlins, maybe not the Marlins, but there's some other teams sprinkled in there as well. So interesting, but I'm kind of glad that part is done, and I think it's going to be done for some other sports like the NBA, NHL, etc.
Aaron, this isn't the first time we've done this recently. I am where we follow something from a similar perspective. I'm also following something baseball related.
Ooh.
And I am tempted to make this a pseudo chess heads because I think we could make a new sport with it, or the University of Texas tried to make their own sport out of this. I'll let you guys determine. And I'm talking about Clark Field.
Oh,
Clark
yeah.
Field was a baseball field in Austin, Texas, used primarily by UT. Used from 1928 until 1974. why am I talking about some random, college baseball field? Well, if you've been to Austin, you know that it's hilly. It's got a lot of limestone, like rolling hills, hill country. It's beautiful. Um, and UT was like, why don't we build a baseball diamond into a 12 to 30 foot, depending on where you're standing, limestone cliff. So in left center to center field, you have, again, anywhere from 12 to 30 feet of limestone cliff right behind you. That is your your back line, right? You would think, oh, this is the boundary. This is like the home run marker. No, there's actually a fence that looks like it's another 20 feet beyond that cliff. So when you hit a ball straight down the middle, it could pop up above the cliff onto the grassy knoll that's right above the cliff. And you would be forced to use the one goat path and left center field to get up there in order to grab the ball, because it is still a fair live ball. I think this is fantastic. And you talked about this, I believe, what is the Orioles? It was another one of your very well performed videos where the Orioles have it easier. It's easier home runs. I'm forgetting the details.
Well,
I
they
should have
moved the
watched
wall
video.
back, and then I think it's actually this year they're moving it closer again. So they've done it a couple of times. I mean,
Oh,
you
wow.
had
Okay.
just flag poles in Detroit. I mean, Houston had their hill for a long time. So, yeah.
Baseball is back, and I think more baseball fields. I'm thinking, I mean, MLB, like the big boys need to have more Smash Brothers style baseball fields. I think if you can put natural, that's a natural barrier. It's not. They didn't invent the idea of they didn't manufacture a limestone cliff. They decided, hey, it's already here. Let's give it a shot. We have the lot. It's too late now to return it. So I really do think that we can. I don't know how to do this. And again, this could be a pseudo chess heads. We could invent a type of baseball. This is kind of like banana ball, but instead of you have to wear stilts while pitching, it's, hey, you have a cliff, or if you're in San Diego, a coastal city, why not just park your outfield on the beach into the ocean?
Yeah, if the ball is in play and gets hit near the seals, you got to dodge the seals and
Dodge the
go
seals.
get that baseball.
And the home team is allowed to train the seals to do basic retrieval. Independent contractors, they cannot be signed onto the team, but if they can be trained to nudge the ball back, oh no, it's perfect. Don't like it. The Rockies might finally be able to do they might be able to have
Things.
something. Yeah,
Do things.
but do things. Maybe at the very least,
Anything.
anything. Make it a really, listen, UT made it a really easy to do an infield home run, because just, oh crap, it's on the wall again. All right, hold on. Jefferson's got to walk up the side. Oh, they've already scored 4. Great. Cool. So I guess the other team can do that too when it's their turn, but they don't know the cliff like you guys. What I'm saying is Colorado Rockies do the reverse. Instead of baseball diamonds that faces the cliff edge, reverse it. Outfield, it's 350 feet below you. Oh, it rolled off the edge.
Uh-oh.
You better get some repelling gear.
Yep.
Josh, I like this. This is how we beat the Dodgers. Can't beat the Dodgers
Can't beat
straight
the
up,
Dodgers
but
if
in
all
the
the legs are broken.
aggregate,
It keeps
we
falling
might be
off.
able to take them out. Between the seals and the rappelling down cliffs and things, we might get them.
You could have a cacti field in Arizona. I mean,
Oh,
I'm thinking
yes.
specifically, NL West, we do need to make the Dodgers suffer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And again, I think outfield only, because the win-win here is either you get a fun, again, Mario Party style bonus game in the outfield as you dodge seals or a cliff or your guy saying belay on, or you force all the teams to do more infield gameplay, which makes the game more exciting. I think this is a win-win, or it becomes a league full of walks.
This is a great idea, Josh.
No, walks are
Great
legal now.
idea.
Walks are legal.
Yes. Jail.
You receive balls until you actually hit it.
You have to go sit on the cactus until the end of the game if you walk somebody.
Yep.
Good, Josh. I like it. Josh is optimistic. He's trying to find creative ways to, beat the Dodgers that are basically the Avengers at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to whine and complain about what the NHL is doing. Despite them being good games, I hated the last month having outdoor games in Florida. And don't get me with the whole, it was actually 40 degrees in Tampa. You lucky dogs, you. That easily could have been a nightmare. They had to put up tents to get the freeze to work on the ice rink. Like, these outdoor games are brilliant. They're brilliant. So like Aaron and I went to the one in Columbus last year. It was one of the most watched hockey games basically ever on ESPN, like 1.8 million viewers. The average was 1.6. Like it did phenomenal. It was great. You know why? It was like 25 degrees and you're in the north. It works. It's actually cold, like it should be for these outdoor stadium series. This started with games on Lake Tahoe, because the idea of the outdoor stadium series was that this would actually be going back for these players almost to like how they grew up playing pickup hockey on frozen lakes. And, Josh, I like your whimsical just changes to baseball. And I would like to make some whimsical changes to how we do these outdoor hockey games. And I think we need to go back to being on actual lakes. The Eskimos might really love a hockey game. Like, why can't we go to Alberta for a game? Canada actually hasn't had one of these outdoor games yet. You tell me how insane that is. That's crazy. If the Florida teams want to be a part of this, that's fine. They don't get to host it. I'm sorry. That's geography. You have everything else. The North gets hockey. Sorry, you lose. That is the deal. You get all the bowl games in college football. You're usually hosting the Super Bowl. These warm weather states get everything. The North gets hockey. Like, I'm sorry. And the games were great. So that's nice. Hopefully the viewership wasn't terrible. But I hate the beach-themed outdoor hockey games. Like, no. I want you playing on Lake Placid. I want you playing on Lake Tahoe. I want you playing up in Yellowknife, Canada, like in the middle of nowhere, where the only people who can get to you are by sled dog. That is what I want for the outdoor stadium series. And I don't think I'm alone.
No.
Baseball has the Field of Dreams. We have the idea of, we already have the precedence.
Yeah.
Do it.
I will say, straight out of jail free to the Tampa Bay Lightning, not only for winning that game, biggest comeback in an outdoor game history. Thank you for doing that for the Blue Jackets who are trying to catch the Bruins. But that's not actually the reason. Straight out of jail free for committing to the bet and dressing up in full Tampa Bay Buccaneers creamsicle jerseys on your way to the arena or the stadium, I guess.
True.
That was awesome. So I was appreciative of that. Like, good on you, Boston, for dressing like, the founding fathers or whatever. But the creamsicle jerseys with Baker Mayfield leading the way, that was pretty sick. So I appreciated that as well. Johnny, I agree. North of the Mason-Dixon line. That's just how this has got to be. I'm sorry. It's yep. I mean, now it was at least cold in Miami. If you can promise me it's cold, sure. But I know you can't do that. So
also to have both of them in Florida on the same year
Yeah,
felt insane.
yeah. What are we doing? All
That's
right.
about.
Well, listeners, viewers, thanks for tuning in to this episode. I hope you enjoyed the Olympics. I know we didn't talk about it a lot, but I hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl. I didn't mention that in Picks of the Week, but that's also up for grabs and points. So we will debrief on all of that. There will be gold medals given out. There will be a Lombardi trophy given out. We'll be 1 week closer to March Madness. We'll be just 1 week closer, hopefully, to warm, sunny skies. So until then, listeners, viewers, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting this show. And we will talk to you all next time. Have a good one.